it's. It was. Eat my legs. I'm doing it again.
This is just.
Angie. My dad's my home thing.
Where can I go up there?
Hello.
Hello.
Originally, they're actually a separate town from Edinburgh.
Okay.
Although it is still really very much city centre. But people from this point down here, who were born here, consider themselves Leithers.
Oh.
Yeah. Although, you know, over the years now, I don't think they can really make much of a claim to that, you know. But it was a bit of a, until maybe the last 10-15 years, it was considered a bit of a sort of rough area, but it's been kind of gentrified and it's become a bit of a cool place to live now. It's quite sort of studenty and hipster kind of thing. But yeah, from here on, we're kind of into the city centre.
Okay.
This is like a theatre area around here. So that's the sort of main theatre in the town just there. And like cinemas and stuff like that.
Oh man, I want to go there. It looks cool.
Divided into two halves. So from here, if you go to the right, you're into Newtown. So the buildings look kind of like that. And as we cross over, we're into Old Town. And so you'll see quite a. So this big building in front of the big clock, this is the sort of most famous hotel in the town. It's called the Balmoral. And it's you know, it's just a kind of an old grand hotel and stuff like that. But if there's any sort of, you get a lot of movies getting made here. So if there's film stars and stuff here, like recently they made X-Men here, and all the stars were in there and stuff, you know. So that's like the main shopping street down there.
Okay.
And that's still Newtown, and this is us crossing into Old Town now, so you'll see the buildings start to look a bit different. And there's the castle over there on the right, you can just see up on the hill.
Yeah, man.
Where were they?
She did the castle tour, but she says there was a lot of people.
Who was it, Maria?
This building on the left, if you have time, this is the Museum of Scotland, and it's just been refurbished. And even if you don't like museums, go in and see the inside of the building. It is spectacular, and it's free to go in.
Oh, okay.
It's just the most amazing building inside.
Actually, maybe we'll do that, because they were just telling me the castle's packed.
Okay.
That it's not worth it.
Yeah, it will be extremely busy. Hotel de Van's just up here, so you can just walk around the corner if you want. You know?
Okay. And maybe it's called the Scotland Museum.
Yeah, the Museum of Scotland. Yeah.
You gotta wait, guys.
What we're going to do today is we're going to walk from the old town of Edinburgh down into the new town of Edinburgh. We'll stop you off at 5 different locations, basically some locally sourced Scottish food. We've got a little bit of Scottish smoked salmon here to start the walking tour off. The tour will last about 3 hours, 3.5 hours. We'll finish up down the west end of Princess Street. We'll even try some haggis and some whiskey later on the tour for the uninitiated. Yeah.
He knows about the
All right.
There's no haggis. Haggis is a
vegetable.
Haggis, the animal has got 2 legs, short and one round the hips in one direction.
Wait, so that wasn't real.
They're not real, no, I do apologise.
It's a food.
That's your question. They're not
It's like
real.
a pudding.
Yeah.
Right? It's like a
Wait, but I searched it up and it actually came up. I'm so confused.
I was so confused.
For years. That's why I put it. Wild haggis. And a picture of it in the forest.
There will be things on websites making out this real haggis.
They've been guessing for years.
Fake
So we
news.
repeated.
Lots of people wanted to build here, but they basically just want to knock the old buildings down to build something new. The city planner, the local government insisted that everything built here had to include a facade, the shell of the old building.
Manny, we are.
person nearby, this pub wasn't here then, the person nearby used to feed the dog. So this is probably why the dog the dog died and then was everybody was making so much money in the area for this dog. Another dog in
Read the sign, Mom, it's so fun.
No see her.
The last person to be hanged in Scotland was 1964. The last person to be hung in Britain was 1965. The public executions of the 18th century. It's one of the recent stories of people being hanged here. I want to tell you one quick tale about a lady called Maggie Dixon. A pub named after Maggie Dixon just across the road here behind you with the flower baskets are. And the reason why Maggie Dixon's remembered, she was brought here to be hung for murder. And her sentence was duly carried out. She was hanged. She was put in a coffin with an open box in the back of a horse and cart and sent up the road to be buried. But halfway up the road, she suddenly sat bolt upright, still very much alive. In the eyes of Scots law at that time, her sentence had been carried out, she'd been hanged, so they had to let her free. She went on to live a hale and hearty life. She had a couple of children. She lived away into her 70s, which was really unusual for that time. And some people say she was nicknamed Half-Hanging Maggie after that. But the real reason she's remembered and talked about is she was genuinely one of the last people to survive a hanging in Edinburgh. And the Scots law was changed to hung until dead. Alfred, after that, he got back and being hanged. Maggie got
I'm trying to where they
Look, look up here.
Why Queen Elizabeth is here, staying over there with a flag there. That's why it's
Macker is a Scottish word for a writer or a poet. A macker, a maker. Haggis pudding and black pudding. You've got a taste of coffee before, like the
blood.
And what else do they put in it? It's actually pork blood and beef suet. Pork blood and beef suet, beef fat, oatmeal, barley, onion, and then there's spices. Each butcher have got their own spices they put in, secret spices, like cinnamon and things like that.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tracy. Happy birthday to you. Yay! Now in Spanish.
The good Lord bless you.
I mean, it's really better when you're going to actually spend some time in the city after.
Yeah, because you do it and then you know. And you know the areas. Because they'll show you different areas.
That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I have to walk.
Well, Jen, it's gonna break.
Take it out before I break.
I can't. How did that happen?
Hecho en Inglaterra, no es una marca especial para taxis solamente.
Oh, sí.
Ya. O sea, tú no lo ves la gente manejando, solo los taxis.
My parents in the kids. He was like, wait, raise your heart.
What's Fraser Hart?
Glenn Fraser.
And I looked it up and I showed her haggis was a pudding y me dijo que
But
no.
Manny had shown me
Me
a
dijo,
picture.
no, it's animal. It says a pudding and you make different kinds of haggis.
Perfect, thank you.
Perfect. Back on phone.
That's the side, no? This is where we're at? Or is it down?
Kaleidoscope, se llama.
Lemon curd.
Bueno, la parte de arriba.
La nariz.
Sorry.
Are we doing across from each other or which one way?
So I those two tables.
Waiting to get everybody.
Well, I want to do that. Tell me you want to do that.
85th distillery, and that's Glen Elgin. And the number on this side, 43, tells us the whiskey in this bottle comes from the 43rd cask they bought from Glen Elgin distillery. It's a 9-year-old whiskey, and it's they've got 204 bottles from the cask, and it's a first, and the cask that was used was actually a bourbon cask from America. So we hardly make any of our own casks now. We buy them up from around the world, and when we do that, we normally only use the cask 3 times.
Can we buy a bottle or no?
Yeah, you can buy a bottle downstairs before we leave. So what I always ask people to do is try it neat without any water in it. If you're happy to do that, you have to taste it twice, because the first time you taste it will be very strong. Hopefully you'll taste some sort of vanilla notes in there, because it does come from a bourbon cask.
Is there a way to open a window?
Yeah, see how fast.
The carne he did.
Thank you.
It's a little warm. It's like picadillo.
Vegetales, digo él.
But it tastes like picadillo.
No, pero ya.
But it does not really. Can I get you?
Como que can I get you?
Tell me, what are you having?
This is haggis. You do very well.
What is it?
Haggis y scotch.
Where's the haggis?
The haggis aquí.
Charge from each person for getting our picture.
I got it.
Okay, so, Mia, did you like the haggis? No. Kiana, did you like the haggis?
I started eating it and then I heard what it was and I stopped.
Why? But it tastes good.
Heart,
No,
lungs, and stomach.
do you like it?
Haggis tastes delicious. It tastes like chicken.
Like chicken? AJ, did you like the haggis? No? Did you like the haggis? Did you like the haggis? Did you like the haggis? Did you like the haggis?
It was
good. I just stopped eating it because
So if you didn't know what it was, it would have been great. Now that you know it, it tastes like.
You know, it's not that right. It used to be that. Your mom was saying.
She dropped the knife.
I don't know. She gave me like a sample, never told me the final. She ate it. This was number 3.
I had no idea.
With 2 more stops. Two more? Yeah, I'm excited.
Como le vida.
Not the first one. I think maybe some more.
Bits of all the pork and all of the animals, the lips, they don't get used, they get, and they put them in a hot
Tracy, ahora que te la pongo el guante, tú
Actually, Diego suggested it.
Oye, Isabel.
¿Qué vamos a hacer en el next year for your birthday? ¿Qué vamos a hacer? No sé.
I'm still on my birthday this year. This was Can you take a picture?
You got the idea of doing food tours and the whole concept of doing this from Seattle, Washington, when you went to the United States.
Wow. How many does he go with?
Well, yes, other people that work at it. I didn't like that. So.
My dad's in the back.
What? Is that?
You guys.
I know.
Bring it over there, Caddy. Hold it. The other side. Come on.
Lager hybrid, or you have a glass of red or white wine, or you have a soft drink.
Esperando que me sienta también.
You drink beer. Beer.
Salud. Salud.
¿Cómo se dice salud en...? That's close enough.
Okay, we're just going up towards Inverness. Here Inverness. And then these two are, this is Anster Cheddar and this is Maisie Quaker. They come from the same farm as near St Andrews. And this lady, her husband was a farmer and they were losing money and they're looking for new ways to bring money in. So she actually went down to Wales, bought a second-hand cheese making kit from a farmer in Wales who retired, put it in the back of a horse box, towed it all the way back up to Edinburgh, Scotland, started making cheese from her husband's cows. And she's now winning prizes all over Britain for her best cheese and everything. And she's making as much money on her cheese than he's making on his cows, I think. So, really, and your beer is IPA, lager hybrid. And basically, you know yourself, craft beer in America, nearly all IPA. But in IPA is Indian Pale Ale, and it literally was made for the Indian market, but it's when Britain ruled over it for about 300 years. A lot of British people out there wanted their sort of home comforts or creature comforts. They wanted their beers and things like this, but the darker, heavier beers didn't travel very well on the ships. It took months to get there. So they created this Indian Pale Ale, which is quite light. It's almost this colour. Indian Pale Ale, and the original Pale Ale was almost this colour, not this colour. And it was only about 3% alcohol, but really quite refreshing in a hot climate. Of course, when Britain lost the empire, Indian Pale Ale almost disappeared because it still was available back in Britain, but nobody wanted to drink it. Because for the same price, you got a darker, more alcoholic beer. So Indian Pale Ale, at a fashion, it's only by the craft beer industry, the IPAs made a comeback. And the reason why we spread it with a cracker.
Honey out of it.
Danny, did you have beer or wine?
Wine.
You had wine?
You want to taste the beer?
Preston has
Oh yeah, the wine is from California, bro.
beer with ice.
Do we ever so long?
Was that
Look at us here.
And I was
No, and Tammy's like, what?
when you
parents around us are looking at the disease of beauty.
I don't think people from America. Because in America, you know, we're Spaniards.
From Spain.
5-year-old kids, they can drink.
We're from Spain.
Listen, people want to tell me like.
We're all so stupid that we believe in it.
You walk your around?
When we were younger.
No, I'll tell you, he said, the tour guy said,
I think
you
it's
serve them in your house. At 5 years old, but in your house. That's what he said.
I didn't hear no in your house. And the guy's like,
And then meanwhile, you have two 16-year-old guys. You have two 16-year-old guys going, they're letting him drink.
He's red. Look at him.
Two 16-year-old.
What did you have yesterday when you went walking with your dad?
Oh my God, we look like a horrible parents.
What? Beer. Wait, what question again?
Oye, yo, porque dame la misma que la bota la vas a botar.
What did you have
Que la vuelvo a dar, que diga.
When I was walking with my dad, I felt good. So I was having beer with him.
Oh, you were bonding.
I was having beer with him.
You were bonding.
I was
root beer.
It was root beer, yeah. I had root. That's the best beer ever.
You were bonding with her.
No, I wasn't bonding. I didn't care about that part.
You
I
didn't
cared
care
about
about
the
bonding with your dad?
Break the leg, break them, break them, break the leg, break them. Why are you Yellow.
Mira que estoy arriba. Está bonito esto. Tiene un carro. Estamos en medio de la calle.
Okay, but I have a cut on my shoulder, so I have to go in the back. Get in the back.
Oh, I almost fell.
You gotta be in the back.
We actually had to go out to the street and get two strangers to come and be witnesses at her wedding. She got married in the church. So I said, last stop is just across the road here.
World War II affected my body.
They said they rescued the glass. Circle.
Happy birthday, dear Tracy. Happy birthday to you. Now she goes on my shoulder.
Watch it.
No more shoulder there.
Tiana.
I already did that.
Que chupa. Que se chupa. Mira, touch me. Touch me. Oh, bueno, till different.
But first,
That's
Sorry, can I grab it?
Ready?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Here comes. Oh, that is too cute.
Alright, look at that.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tracy. Happy birthday to you. Make a wish.
Yes?
Go, make a wish.
Go.
Yay.
Where is your creations? If anyone doesn't want it from my dad,
This is what we do during our boarding time. We play.
Even though
Stop!
even though you're in
Move it!
Scotland.
Move it! You're carrying my hand!
Yeah, let's go.
Psych! No, let's go. Let's try that again.
Muévete, muévete.
Look at me, Tessa.
Thank you. It's really cute.
He's taking pictures of the photographer.
How cute.
Espérate, Karen.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, safety, yours. You have Robert here also in the attendant.
Famoso de llena que
You can stop this ceremony.
Thank you.
No, sí, pero esto no. Yo le pregunto al tipo,
Invergordon is where the cruise ships come in, and we've got quite a lot of cruise ships coming in at the moment. Sometimes at the harbour in Invergordon can hold large vessels, so it has been a port for a long time. Out here you see the water that we call the Cromarty Firth. This is like an inlet water.
My boat was good. It was the best boat ever. I'm so tired. Good boy, bashing
This one was completed, I think it was 1986, and it took 5 years to build. So it was more work obviously than the smaller. Comfortably seats around 7,500. But Rod Stewart played here about Tay River there. This is the Riverness and Inverness Castle there in the distance. Inverness Castle is where the local kind of church, which is in the part of the Highlands where I live, just below that hill, is a neighbour of mine who's a musician. he opened the concept of.
Come on, baby.
Woo! I've got some of these for you. To have a shot of. Well, then you can, if we don't see the real Nessie today, you can still tell your friends at home that you found another kind of Nessie. Yeah, you can swap. You can take it in turns to have a shot, and I can let you have that to play with on the boat as well. You can just give it back to me later on when you're done with it.
Look, this monster.
Oh, it's the real Nessie. Yes. Oh, you
Let me see. Let me try. Let me try. No. Let me try. Leave this, AJ. Stop it.
I just want to have a shot too later on, huh?
After the whiskey.
Ow.
After the whiskey. Oh, come on, you don't have to be too brave to wear that.
And then I see. Oh, that looks weird. I look better than all of you.
Let me see, AJ. Oh my God, Loch Ness Mountain.
Oh, no, it's not over your face. It's not for over your face.
Looks like an elephant.
I know, Mama.
Yeah, look at hers.
The Nessie. That's what they call it. The Nessie.
But don't get too close. How do
What the
I
heck is that for?
Stop recording.
We found the Nessie.
Mr. Nessie.
Garlic names like Woody.
Wow, see, we found the Nessie.
Shame on the boat. Sorry, not I'll point you to you at all sessions around.
Where? We don't have time.
Yeah, we good.
Now they'll make your nuts full.
Feast around now. Oh, it's beautiful.
What?
Itchy.
12 pesos va caminando.
Oye, ¿cuál es el paquito que dice? No, no es paquito. A nosotros no nos toca. Enseña la fotografía nomás.
Mira, Cari negoció también. Que mira el bote que tenemos. Para 20 personas.
Ahí vamos todos.
When we were embarking you, I can help in Spanish, les puedo ayudar en español. I can also help in French, je peux vous aider en français. Unfortunately, apologies, I can only speak 3 languages. So, if you need any other information, Victoria visited them, and this jetty that we are just passing was built for them. Obviously, some bits of the wood have been changed, but actually, the wood is a special type of wood that's grown here with the glass house, the conservatory, and the side view of the castle. If you look backwards, what we passed Thomas Telford. In 1803, he started the building, and it was 20 miles of canal that had to be built in between the 4 bodies of water, which form 40 miles of the distance. Original composition of how they built this canal. And the canal has only been reached here once, and that was in 1901, when a massive earthquake hit this little bit where the wall making is beautiful, the stone masonry is beautiful. Not that the other is not beautiful. Nowadays we tend to, here ladies and gentlemen, just as we turn, welcome to Loch Ness. But pay attention to the lighthouse on our right, because you see the window where the lamp used to be lit. It's a very unusual window. It's got a chimney to it, and that was built by Thomas Telford in 1810. Nowadays, it's not a functioning lighthouse. That metal tower that you can just see the white bits on are what mark the canal, the entrance. But here we are, inland lighthouse, the only one in Scotland, inland. And when we pass it, you will see that window, last bit of channel into Loch Ness. This beach on our right is called Loch End. And when we come back, you will...
We're not coming back. We're going back by bus.
long. Now here it's not at its widest. This is the narrowest bit of the lock. It is 3/4 of a mile wide. And we're coming to the point here on our left, which is called Tall Point.
Good. AJ.
If I were to put a cup in the water and pull it up, it wouldn't look as dark as Coke, that's because you're seeing the mass here, but it would look, and I see that we've got some chills, ladies and gentlemen, 6 degrees centigrade. For those of you who think in Fahrenheit, that is 42 degrees Fahrenheit. For those of you who are used to doing outdoor swimming or swimming in a pool, you will know that at 12 degrees centigrade, Olympic swimmers after a while struggle. Ladies and gentlemen, on our right, you'll see a little pier. That again was a pier during the ferry days. And that is a Briakin. Do you see those houses up there? That's where, many years ago, 2 centuries ago, that's where all the illegal whiskey was made in this area. And if you look on our left, to access the top deck, you all came in that way at Dock Garrick's Dock. The steps are at the back of the ship.
Smoked right in there. It's not good. No, it's not good actually. But it's fun up there. It's fun. AJ, this here was helping me go up there on the corner and it was freezing cold.
For those of you who have eagle eyes, dead ahead to the, well, not quite dead ahead, but it's slightly to the right, you can actually see Strone Point. It's a little peninsula, and that is where we're heading. Nothing was happening. And he decided to throw his servant or slave into the water, and so Loon went into Loch Ness, and immediately the monster came and was about to grab Loon and take him into the waters, but Columba very calmly made the sign of the cross and he spoke to the monster, and since the year 545 AD, in this widest bit of the loch, 2.5 miles wide, we have had thousands of sightings of monsters, but the monster has never attacked anybody. One way that you start getting ready.
You're there.
They're going to toss you into. Look,
Do you want a hand up? I have like this. Have a look around there. But I need us to be all right. And then I can locate the driver, the bus.
In 15 minutes.
I don't want to believe.
I got a shortcut to the gas stop. I really want to read it. I'm going down.
You are. You're sliding down.
Someone got
Don't
there.
spill the wine, Preston. Listen, we're here supposed to not be in the moat, but look at the Loch Ness.
We can't go up.
That's the old. Nobody can do this.
Somewhere else when we come down. Somewhere else when we come down. Yeah, be 8 feet away from you.
Yeah. That guy. AJ.
Hello.
There's kind of like in the golf.
Always falling on the wall.
Okay. Huh?
You know, nobody talked about it because, you know, yeah.
I got pin spots.
I'm still doing it.
Antibacterial.
And wipes. You need a wipey?
Sure.
I got antibacterial.
wants me to.
Like, I hope you didn't touch the plants. Did it get your skin?
Yes.
Oh God.
It's all
I
good.
better go to the hospital right now.
But it missed a very important part.
Did it get your pecker?
I stood quite still myself. Oddly enough, I was not really afraid. I felt some faint kinship with it, a creature further from its own time than I. The flat eyes, old as its ancient Eocene seas. Inverness Castle, up on the hill there. It's a sandstone building built in 1838. It is on the site of a Iron Age construction that was there before it. Live in exile in France again. It's not like a huge location. It's not as big as. Oh, you're the smartest cookie of the whole pack there.
Yeah.
That's like the Vietnam War.
Well, he made a very good, educated guess then, if you can call it that. And so here in this area, nothing's jutting out. So this is like a divide. So on that side, you can see there's approximately 50 stones jutting out, and this was the loss of the government side. After this divide here, the rest of the wall down there, the jutting out stones represent the Jacobite losses, which were 1,500 approximately. And this is why they designed the wall like this, just to represent. They were better prepared, and they were more. I think the Highland side, the government side had over 8,000, the other side 5. But the government side were better prepared in the sense that they had slept well, better than the Jacobite side. They had eaten better. Many of the Jacobite side were just exhausted. They'd been marching for days. They were undernourished. They were financed. They were going to go down this way first. The red flags represent the government lines. So this is all down this side, and the blue flags, which are far away, they represent the Jacobite.
I see it.
So if we go down this path here, Vienna Cottage. This would have also been around in the time of the Battle of Culloden, but not exactly as it is now. The section to the left is the Riddick area. Vienna Cottage, former station. Speed, bonny boat, like a bird on the wing. Onward the sailors fly. Carry the light that's born to be king. Over the sea to the sky.
I know this
The winds howl, loud the waves roar. Thunder clouds rend the air. Baffled our foes stand by the shore. Follow they will not dare. Last chorus. Speed, bonny boat, like a bird on the wing. Onward the sailors cry. Carry the lad that's born to be king. Over the sea to sky. Over the sea to sky.
Pass the whiskey.
It's called Skyboat Song.
How do you go in?
Right, I'm 2 here. Okay, so get ready to get transported back in time. Alright, I'll get split stone here. Central piece here, the large mound of stones that you see, is an enclosed cairn. I have actually read that this could possibly be a place where people were cremated.
Okay.
And the other two cairns on either side, this one here has an opening which you can walk into. And in winter time, when the sun is setting, the sun shines right into the line that goes into the cairn. But this is known to be a way of honouring and lighting up the ancestors, so to say. So in memory of the ancestors who went before. I think that's a fine name for him. So she calls the newspaper and says, "Oh, my husband has passed away. I'd like to put in a notice to let everyone know." And so the editor says, "Yes, that's fine. So it's £5. She said, "Okay, so just Alex McTavish has passed away." And the editor said, "Oh, well, for £5 you can have a few more lines than that." And she said, "Okay, Alex McTavish has passed away. Ford Escort for sale."
Ran down.
Oh, do you mean that
grassy
big
land?
thing that he was inside? Do you mean
The
that
big
one that
grassy
he was-
land, and then we started playing, running around. rock
Okay.
climbing. The boat part.
You like being on the boat?
Yeah, I like the
Did you get to drive the boat?
Yes.
You remember that? Yeah.
Oh
You
yeah,
got
I like the
photo of
boat
you.
best.
Yeah, it was good. And it was quite
fun.
windy and
Yeah, I
rainy.
like the boat. I loved it.
What about the boat
But like I was
yesterday?
flying.
I like the Coke water too.
What?
The water that looked like foam and like Coke.
Oh, it looked like Coke? Do you mean coming from Loch Ness when you were on the boat?
Yeah,
Yeah, it happened. Frothy
The
Coke.
Loch Ness monster isn't real. It's just a made-up story. No, it might be. It might be that there's another animal that looks like it.
Well, I think anyone can believe what they want to believe. If you want to believe in Nessie, then why not? But if you don't believe in Nessie, that's okay too. But I think somebody must have seen something
They
sometime.
would have just made that up.
No, they must have seen something. I mean, like we heard earlier, they think that they first saw Nessie like how many thousands of years ago? Like 1,500 or more years ago. So could Nessie really still be alive after all these years? Or did Nessie keep having babies?
Or did Messi puke after they saw a human? He like puked and then vomit out his lungs.
There could be lots of theories. But it's always fun when you go to Loch Ness to think that you might see Nessie.
And all those
Still,
tiny
you can't
pots must
help.
have been
And now you can tell your friends you went to the Loch Ness to actually see it, even though you didn't see it, but you were there.
Yeah, we tried. What did you like best of what you've seen today?
Probably the boat.
The boat trip on Loch Ness?
It was fun.
Well, he's so happy looking. See, he's like chirpy and happy. Just now,
Stones,
you mean?
yes.
Okay, so Flava Cairns.
Yes.
So the Outlander standing
Yes.
stones. What about
You
you?
were already in college.
Loch Ness as well, yep. I mean, there's been lots of nice things.
Is this your second?
Here, like spots. What did you like best today?
Yeah, let me
Boat
see.
trip on Loch Ness. Okay.
Did you see that?
You?
Yeah, I did.
Not the cold. Obviously, you didn't like the cold.
I like the boat ride. It was nice. I like to go into the
Pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, but you never know. It might be a bottle of whiskey. Anyone else have a favourite thing today? Well, I'm glad you liked it. Every year, around 2% of the whiskey that's maturing in the barrels evaporates. Do you remember what that's called? Yeah, the angel's share. Yeah, that's known as the angel's share. So we've got very happy angels in Scotland with all the whiskey that evaporates.
Because my teacher used to have toys there so we can play with. And she had dominoes, so we used to play with things. I used to be the best. What's the name? What's the
Are you also the teacher dancing and greetings here? Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Ready? Ryan and Janet, please. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Janet. Happy birthday to
What a band! Thank you!
Oh, he told me I was right.
No, it's Tracy. It's Tracy.
No, no, thank you, thank you.
Tracy va a cantar.
No, no, es para sacar el calor de la cama. Para que no se caliente la máquina.
TMI.
What happens in the dark space?
TMI.
What happens in the dark room stays in the dark room.
TMI.
Y el primo de nosotros también.
Miami. Miami.
All right. Well, I'm going to tell you to think of a card. I'm going to turn my back and then when I come back.
We all have to think of one card. Okay, we all have to... 9. No.
I tell you
We
which
all
card.
have to agree. Wait, 10. How about... Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone... No. Different. We chose this team. We chose this.
Think of a card, but
We didn't really choose them.
Everyone,
No,
this
he's
guy's
kidding.
crazy.
Daddy, okay. I know what it is. Since this is my card.
Everybody, you're going to sing together, yeah? Let's do it. Count 3. Spanish. English. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Hey, happy birthday, dear Tracy. Happy birthday to you. Give it back.
Hi.
Good. How's your evening?
Very nice, thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. We're the best.
Oh, here comes the nurse. Okay, hurry, go. Hey, this, come on, get this. Move, Sergio. Move.
No. How's your evening? Thank you. It was very nice. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Fine.
Surprise. Oh, surprise.
Thank you.
Good evening. How was your evening? Peace out. See you later, alligator. No, I'm not. I'm a worker here. All
right, let's go.
I work here. I'm a
My beautiful baby. You're on video.
No! Your girlfriend's gonna fight now. No!
Oh my God.
No!
It's the time for line dance.
Mommy, you had to say that? You had to say that?
That's the teacher's dance.